It's losing a child. It's losing a child.
Hey, I'm Megan Meany. I'm happy to be a part of Momversation. I'm with NBC4 New York, and I want to talk about something that I think a lot of women are uncomfortable talking about, but will really appreciate. Back in June, I had a miscarriage. It was the latest miscarriage I've had in terms of how long I was pregnant. I was 4 months pregnant, 16 weeks. Went in for my amnio, thought I was in the clear. You worry in that first trimester when something might go wrong. I was already in my 4th month. It was almost over. I went in for the amnio, they did the routine ultrasound, and they found that the baby had no heartbeat. I immediately was overwhelmed with feelings of guilt. I thought, what did I do? Here I was, a healthy pregnant girl. 3 weeks ago, there was a heartbeat. Did I go to the gym too long? Was it the glass of wine I had Saturday night? I colored my hair 3 days before the end of the first trimester, chemicals. It was that. I thought it was my fault because it was my body technically that failed.
Before I say anything else, I just want to say I'm really sorry for your loss, and I can only imagine how painful that was at 16 weeks. Ugh. Just even hearing the number, I just felt like, oh, my heart just hurt.
The only thing that I can say, especially to you, Megan, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I really think that's the only thing that you can say to someone.
I had a miscarriage at 10 weeks, April 28th, I can still tell you the date, 2008. And we had an ultrasound a couple of weeks before, so I had that image, that picture that I kind of walked around looking at, and we were reassured by that and thought everything was great and we were all set. And I had some spotting a couple of weeks later, went in, not with my husband. I just said, yeah, everything's fine, I'm sure. I'm just gonna drive over and just double check. And yeah, it's the same thing, just nothing. It was just no heartbeat, no movement.
I've had 2 miscarriages. The first one I had, I was 23 years old and I was living with my boyfriend, and I found out I was pregnant and absolutely freaked out. And then 2 weeks later at work, I had a miscarriage in the bathroom.
And it doesn't matter if you're 4 months or you're 6 weeks, because I've had that experience too. I've had at least 3 other miscarriages that count, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, but this was by far the longest. I was showing, I had announced it at work. I was amazed at how people didn't say anything. Here they saw me pregnant, and I was still technically showing, but they knew something was wrong. They knew I had been out of the office. I'm sure, gossip, we all know, spreads. But so many people didn't come up to me or weren't comfortable, even if I gave them the window, because, I'm fairly open. I feel better talking about things. So, I might have acknowledged it to somebody, and even then they wouldn't take the cue and say, I'm so sorry, or how are you doing?
It's a horrible, horrible experience. And it happens to so many women, and like you said, no one ever talks about it. You never knew that, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so had a miscarriage, and that we've all, so many of us, have been through this unspeakable pain. And how do we articulate our feelings through this? It's really, really difficult.
I was, an older mom, advanced maternal age, and I thought I'd be able to deal. And I was able to deal, but I was completely blindsided by how hard it was. Absolutely amazed. And I'm so glad you're bringing up the topic, because it is really strangely isolating. I had a couple of friends that I obviously confided in. I was very lucky to have a good circle of friends in my community. And the internet, which was just amazing. My readers and supporters were, I don't know how I would have gotten through without them.
Technically, yes, it's a death, and I guess our society isn't comfortable with the topic of death. But these poor women, not just me, but all these women out there who have these pregnancies that never get acknowledged, and the sadness and the emotional impact of losing a baby through miscarriage. I thought, I wanted to speak out about it.
It's losing a child. It's losing a child. And anybody who says that you shouldn't be complaining about it months, years later, they don't understand.
There's still a little bit of like, why are you talking about that? In my day, we didn't talk about these things. You just got on with your life.
You know, our moms didn't really talk about it either, so there wasn't a history for this, no training for it. So that's been my experience. I'm anxious to hear what yours has been.
Join the Momversation at momversation.com.